The Albuquerque Police Department is mourning the loss of their first police dog that they lost in the line of duty. A committee of roundhouse lawmakers will help guide the state's education department as it attempts to comply with the latest court order and a decades-long legal battle over the quality of education in New Mexico. A Uzbekistani national is at the center of an expanding legal battle over whether migrants legally entering from Mexico can also be convicted of trespassing on New Mexico's new military border zone. Energy advocates, regulatory utility staff, and the New Mexico Department of Justice have asked the Public Regulation Commission to dismiss the sale request of the New Mexico Gas Company. And Joe's Pasta House is just a few inspections closer to opening an Albuquerque location. From the Albuquerque Journal, this is the leading news. I'm Gino Gutierrez. It's Friday, May 30th, and we'll have more on those stories, plus a look at Albuquerque's weather forecast on the other side of this break.
This episode is brought to you by the Kirtland Partnership Committee. For 30 years, we've been dedicated to supporting, growing, and preserving the Kirtland National Security Complex. We work tirelessly to enhance military readiness, foster community partnerships, improve quality of life, and promote economic development right here in New Mexico. Join us in our mission to ensure that Kirtland remains a cornerstone of national security and a key provider of quality jobs and investment for all of Greater Albuquerque. Together, we can make a powerful impact. Kirtland Partnership Committee, proudly shaping the future of our national security for 30 years.
The Albuquerque Police Department is mourning the loss of Rebel, the first police dog killed in the line of duty. Rebel, an 8-year-old Belgian Malinois, was killed Thursday after an early morning shootout with an armed suspect outside a hotel near the Albuquerque Sunport. The suspect, 39-year-old Jorge Eduardo Dominguez, was also killed. It is unclear whether Rebel was shot by Dominguez or caught in police crossfire. Rebel had served in APD's K-9 unit for 5 years, taking part in nearly 1,000 deployments and contributing to over 200 arrests. Known for his calm demeanor and strong bond with handler Chris Bernino, Rebel was just a year away from retirement. APD plans to honor him with a memorial service and will begin searching for a new recruit soon. A key legislative committee in New Mexico will assist the state's Public Education Department, or PED, as it works to comply with a court order stemming from the long-running Yazzie Martinez education lawsuit. The Legislative Education Study Committee met Thursday for the first time since a Santa Fe judge ruled that the PED has failed to meet obligations outlined in the 2018 decision, which found the state was providing inadequate education in violation of students' constitutional rights. Judge Matthew Wilson ordered PED to create a new remedial plan, though he declined the plaintiff's request to have the Legislative Education Study Committee lead the effort. However, the committee will assist in the first stages, selecting an outside consultant by July 1st and drafting a plan by October 1st. The final plan and status reports are due on November 3rd. Lawmakers from both parties agreed on the importance of the Legislative Education Study Committee's involvement, emphasizing the need for accountability and swift action to improve education. Despite frustration, some expressed support for the ongoing work of the PED and the legislature in addressing the state's educational challenges. Uzbekistani national Dashtoda Rashkova is at the center of a growing legal debate over whether migrants who legally cross the U.S.-Mexico border can also be charged with trespassing on a new military zone in New Mexico. The U.S. Attorney's Office is appealing a magistrate judge's decision to dismiss trespassing charges against Rashkova, who was apprehended on May 4th in Doña Ana County. The military zone, a 60-foot wide, 180-mile stretch along the border, was designed as part of the U.S. Army's Fort Huachuca installation in April under a directive from President Donald Trump. Entering this area adds misdemeanor charges that could potentially raise jail time from a few days to up to 18 months. Judge Gregory Woolmonth ruled the government lacked probable cause to charge Rashkova with knowingly entering the restricted area, citing her lack of awareness and language barriers. Prosecutors argue that migrants should be presumed to know their actions are unlawful, and signage in Spanish and English are sufficient notice. Rashkova remains in custody pending further court action, and the outcome of her case could impact hundreds of similar cases involving the newly enforced military zone. Energy advocates, state regulators, and the New Mexico Department of Justice are urging the Public Regulation Commission, or PRC, to dismiss a $1.25 billion acquisition of the New Mexico Gas Company by Louisiana-based private equity firm Bernhard Capital Partners. The request follows concerns raised over new unvetted deal terms introduced in rebuttal testimony, including rate credits, cuts, a rate freeze, fewer new hires, and economic development investments that differ significantly from the original proposal submitted in October. Interveners argue these changes should require a new application and claim Bernhard lacks the experience to manage a utility serving over 549,000 customers. They're asking the PRC to dismiss the case without prejudice, allowing a future reapplication, or to strike parts of the rebuttal testimony. Bernhard insists the revised terms offer, quote, greater benefits to customers. A hearing is scheduled for June 23rd, but the motion also seeks to pause proceedings until the PRC decides on the dismissal request. The case comes amid broader scrutiny of utility mergers in New Mexico, including a newly announced deal involving Blackstone Infrastructure and PNM's parent company. And Joe's Pasta House is nearing the opening of its first Albuquerque location at 6650 Holly Northeast in the Holly Plaza. Originally set to debut in mid-May, the opening is now expected in mid-June due to delayed inspections. The popular Italian restaurant, first opened in Rio Rancho in 1999 and acquired by the Chef family in 2022, is expanding following significant growth. The new 4,500 square foot space will feature a full bar, dining and banquet rooms, and will employ over 60 people. The $300,000 investment also includes major renovations, particularly to add the bar. Owner Nadeem Sharf says they're ready to open quickly once the final inspections are complete, calling the moment, quote, nerve-wracking and exciting. If you like hearing all of the latest news from the Albuquerque Journal here on the Leading News, consider becoming a digital subscriber to the Albuquerque Journal. You can check our show notes for a discount code on a digital subscription and keep up with all the latest news from New Mexico's leading news source. Now taking a look at Albuquerque's weather forecast. Today you can expect mostly sunny skies with a high near 92, and as for this evening, isolated thunderstorms before 9 p.m., partly cloudy with a low around 61. To keep up with all the latest news from the Albuquerque Journal, you can visit our website at abqjournal.com. That's the Leading News. I'm Gino Gutierrez. We'll be back on Monday.